Ernesto on the phone with her here and get everything scheduled with you. Okay. All right.
Hey, yeah, that'd be wonderful.
All right.
Dr. Great White Hunter of South, we salute you. You go into calm waters with canoe and,
That's right.
and
come back
go
with
hunting
big
for
elk.
very big animal.
Yeah. We did.
Congratulations.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Hey, congratulations to every person aside from Tate, since Tate, this is his first meeting. Everybody want to welcome LaTate Wilson, one of the new legacy members. Got him on board. LaTate, I want you to real quick kind of give a little bit of introduction as to who you are and what you're hoping to accomplish through this community and this group.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tate Wilson. Recently retiring from the Marine Corps, and as me and Toby discussed, just my ultimate goal for this is getting into multifamily, but just kind of using this as a way to get additional funds, get experience underneath my belt. So I'm very excited about being part of this and learning and growing, and so just thank you.
And real quick, I know we're not supposed to talk about real estate on this, but I'm so excited. How many you've been on a week ago from today, I think, is when you signed up. How many deals have you already submitted to me?
Probably in the neighborhood of 10.
In the neighborhood of 10 deals. And I think we have 3 accepted contracts, but we're reworking them, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, guys, that's what I'm talking about. So, all right, no more real estate. We're done with real estate. Just wanted to brag on you a little bit there, buddy.
Appreciate it.
We're Randy, reach out to Brandon Booth real quick. Tell that Putz to get on here.
Yep, and John Lawrence is on. He just
I see John. Hey, good morning, John.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good, buddy. I was worried I didn't see you jump on. I'm like, where's my boy Johnny? Gotta have my Johnny boy.
My computer was going, the sound. I had to change the headset, and so I had to get off and get on. So I'm on.
All good. You're on. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. All right. So again, congratulations. Each and every one of you have been a part of this group for 30 days now. And instead of me getting on here and going over the lesson of the week or the inspiration of the week, I want to hear from you. And I'm going to go around, aside from Tate, I'm going to ask each and every one of you to give me your feedback. And here's the deal. This is a very safe room. This is where I want to know the good, the bad, the ugly, the insightful, the enlightenment. What are you gaining from this? And what more do you want? And we're going to start with, since she's on my top, I'm going to start with Sandra.
Hey, Toby. Well, I'm gaining from this a lot of confidence and really keeping it in the forefront of my mind, what it takes to do what I need to do.
Love it.
Because you need to realize that every day, because you go through a bump in the road and you kind of get frustrated and think, I don't want to do this anymore. This is too hard. But then when you go back and read everything again and look at the pieces of paper you've put in front of you so that you can see it every day, it kind of boosts you back up so that you start going again.
I love it. I love it.
One of my little bumps in the roads is I thought I was finished with my real estate course. I'm not. I found out I've got a major test that I still have to take.
Oh yeah, you still got the state exam. Just because you took the CE credits, that's just scratching the surface, girlfriend.
Yeah, so I found out. So Thursday, I have to be in Macon, Georgia to start my exam at 11:15 a.m. So
you better cram hard between now and then. I mean,
I'm telling you, I have been all weekend in front of my computer studying till my eyes felt like they were going to pop out of my head.
Yeah. I don't know what online course you have, but each one of them should have practice state exams.
They do. Yep.
I would take that 10 times a day.
Yeah.
Until you're going through, because they change the questions up each time. Not all of them, but they'll throw different questions in. And you need to go through that 6, 8, 10 times a day until you're hitting at least a 90 every time on it. Then you know you're ready and you'll pass.
Yep, that's what I've been doing.
Good. Perfect. All right. Is there anything you would like to see more of, Sandra?
I can't really say that there is. I might think of something, but referring back to what we talk about in these meetings, I've got to say just really helps me.
Good. Thank you. All right. We're going to jump over here to my left, Mr. Dr. Rick Rose.
I'm the apprentice. You're the doctor.
Okay.
The main thing that I'm getting from this, we all here can know everything, or most of it, or none of it, but some of us, have got a little bit of the information. But the main thing I'm bringing out of this is accountability. You can know everything, but unless you do something and have somebody there to make you accountable, you're not going to go anywhere. And what this is doing for me is giving me a sense of accountability. Keep going, keep pushing.
Absolutely. Love it. Thanks, Rick. Mr. Henry.
Yeah, Toby, Mr. Potter, I really like the mindset stuff, every morning, not every Monday morning to start the week off. Because focusing on the fundamentals and being grounded in the fundamentals and creating these moments of like mindset focus just creates the momentum for the whole entire week. So, I'm used to them now. Like I look forward to it Monday. It's like, all right, Sunday night, Monday morning, have Toby, like Rick said, it's that accountability as well that kind of gets you going, knowing that you're going to have somebody firing you up in the morning, knowing that you're going to be on there, getting us gassed up, ready for the week. I look forward to that.
What else would you like to see, Henry, to help you gain more, inspire more, drive more? Is there anything else we could do to increase that passion within you?
I like the fundamentals, but I like the stories. I like the story as well. Like whenever you share a story, it's something that builds rapport with me, something because, going through times in life like that, it's just whenever there's a story attached to it and you go in depth about something that happened in your past, that just brings real good connection. As far as everything else, like the Tobyisms and everything, if it's to be, it's up to me and all that stuff like that. Like I love that stuff. That's great fundamentals and stuff to lean on. And, I think keeping it enforcing those and keeping those in the front of our mind, is very important too, because, fundamentals are super important.
So I'm going to add a Tobyism that I heard this weekend from the GOAT that I loved. He said, it doesn't matter who you play. It doesn't matter where you play. It matters how you play. And that is so true to life. It doesn't matter what industry we're in. It doesn't matter what our competition is or who our coworkers are. It doesn't matter about anything around our environment. And when you really think about that, doesn't matter who you play, and we're talking about football, of course. Doesn't matter who your opponent is. It doesn't matter what stadium you're in. What matters is how you play that game. And if we relate that to us as individuals, doesn't matter what we do every day, what our objectives are, doesn't matter what the environment is, it matters what our internal driving factor is and what inspires us to become the absolute best we can be. That's what's so important. And that's another Tobyism. I'm going to steal it from the GOAT. But it's so true to life. When I heard that, I was like, holy cow, that's powerful. If we truly understand our objective and we give it all we've got, and we rest our head at the end of the day on that pillow, knowing we left everything out there, we laid it all out there, then we should be able to sleep really good at night. Now, if you toss and turn at night, then maybe you need to ask yourself, did I give it my all, or did I fall short? Did I, like Sandra said, some days I just want to give up. Some days I just don't want to do this. And if that happens, then we probably have a guilty conscience that's causing us to toss and turn. So I appreciate that, Henry.
Yeah.
All right, Christy, you're next.
Okay. I like the everyday. I have been gone for a couple of weeks, but I do like the everyday, something to get up and look forward to see where, what can I do to be more focused, what direction I'm going in. Otherwise, I could, just do this really easily. But I don't like some of the things about this, because I took this test or I took this
Assessment.
thank you, at a time when my whole life was falling apart.
Yeah.
And I'm having to put it all back together.
Yeah.
And a lot of it just keeps reminding me about what I was thinking. Whew, got my water. What I was thinking during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm coming on 2 months
Congratulations.
different.
Nope. And to see you, and I'm going to toot your horn a little bit, to see you out there plowing through day after day, plugging yourself in my opinion, and I think it's because you have a little more time, but in my opinion, you are absolutely living your fullest life now. You're out there, you're engaged, you're busy. And I know prior to, you were a caretaker, full-time caretaker, and that prohibited you from being able to live your life. I love how you bounce back. I love how strong you are. And I love how passionate you are about plowing forward. And that's impressive. Nobody will ever take that away from you. Nobody will ever shortchange you on that. So kudos to you, sweetheart.
Christy and I talk occasionally, and I've got to say, she's one of the most driven people that I've ever seen.
Yep. I don't disagree.
It's like the disciples said, what are we going to go back to?
Right.
You have nothing left to go back to. So where are you going to go?
You got to go forward.
You have to. And God did not create us to fail.
Nope.
I mean, if we were created to fail, then Jesus would have had to have failed.
Yeah.
He didn't fail, and we're created in his image. So I'm going to succeed no matter what.
I believe it. I believe with all my heart, mind, and soul.
You probably wouldn't have believed that yesterday. I'm just going to say this, y'all. I have moments where it's like just really hard to pick myself up. But
you have a community that if you need to, you can reach out to, and they will lift you up. This is what this is all about. I love it. So I love Sandra has been there for you. I know you two are really tight. I appreciate that. And it is all about being there for everybody. We're Nick and I are working on a new book. We already wrote the book. It's called The Unshakable Shepherd. It's about creating a platform for the preachers, pastors, and all that in Kenya, or in Africa now. That we started with Kenya, but now it's going to the whole country of Africa. But in one of those deals, it was all about, a lot of people get so wrapped up. So in this, the correlation is, are you a CEO or are you a pastor? And a CEO in a church is the pastor who's trying to build by the numbers. I need a bigger congregation, because with a bigger congregation, they'll tithe more, will have more money, blah, blah, blah. But then a true pastor is all about the community, being able to reach out to the individual and know them inside and out, to be there so that when the Christies of the world are hurting, they have without a doubt the comfort level, the confidence level to reach out to that pastor and say, I need an inspiration, I need an uplifting, I need a shoulder. And that's what this is supposed to be about. That at any point in time, whether it be Sandra, Renee, Christy, Tate, anybody says, hey, I need help. I need idea, I need inspiration, I need a shoulder, I need something. And we have to build that community so that we can all lean on each other and be able to know that we're not fighting this battle alone. And that's what's so important. All right, John Lawrence, you're up, brother.
All right. One of the things that I do like about this and what drew me to it is your passion, Toby. I drew to you because of what I see that you're bringing to us. You know, you're giving to us. You've got the knowledge, the information that we need, the leadership, and then also the spiritual side, which I don't see that a lot out there. And that's what I wanted, because that's what I each and every day strive to do for myself. And not every day that, you know, is going right, you know. And I've been in this business for a long time as a mortgage broker.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like Christy, going through a lot of stuff because of the market and everything, and trying to stay focused. And I get a number of deals each and every month, and they're hard. They're hard. And it's, I struggle through it. I know I have the knowledge to get these things done, but I stay focused, and I'm glad I have a group that I can come to that can, you know, bring me back to stay focused. And one of the things that I do, I haven't been on track on the course and everything, which I got to get back to. But once I'm in it, then I go, this is amazing, because the way that you design this program, it fits us personally. And I've never seen that before, where it's, you know, everything we plugged in, it's telling you everything, you know, roadmap, what to do.
Yep.
And where you're at. And so just got to keep on track on that.
I appreciate it, John.
But I definitely enjoy coming here. I just got to keep plugging away. I've got some deals right now. I got a church deal right now. It's in like 30 days, a hard money deal that I'm trying to close. And I think I came to you guys. I don't know if you could do it or not in California. Yeah. And it's a past.
Two things are against you: California #1 and a church #2.
And a church. I know it's a pastor I've known for a lot of years, and it's like a struggle for me because I want to help them out.
Right.
You know.
Do you know why people don't like financing churches?
They don't want to foreclose on a church.
They don't want to foreclose on God.
On God, yes.
That's right. We don't want to foreclose on God.
Yeah.
And that's the running theme, and it's very tough. It's so tough because there are a lot of churches that are trying to expand. They're trying to grow, and they need help. But they are also, the history of pastors are, they are the worst money people there is. They are the worst credit ever. And I've seen it multiple times, pastors trying to buy houses and stuff.
Yes.
So I do see that, and if, you know, it gets tough, but it is, you know, I love that you're battling through that.
Yes.
And I do appreciate you being honest that you haven't been in the course. I can tell you this, each and every one of you on here today, if you're not creating that daily discipline, if you're not, you will have more battles against you than normal. And here's something that that was also brought to my attention, and I think most of us on here will resonate. In the corporate world, for me, Mondays were always the absolute worst days for me. I hated Mondays. In fact, for the longest, Sunday nights were the worst for me to sleep. I mean, it was a toss, it was a turn. I'd wake up with panic attack, and by 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday mornings, I would have this immense pressure in my chest, and it would just be kind of a panic attack. And it would be all the stress and all the anxieties of having to go back and face the daily grind here at the office. And when I was going through this Unshakable Shepherd paradigm, this program that Nick is creating, one of the things that resonated with me was, it's called the victory tax, meaning we're all taxed on our victories in Christ. I never really resonated with that. I always knew the more I drove for a more godly life, the more I drove for more passion for God, for inspiration for people, the more we tried to build this program, the harder the fight was. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm trying to inspire others, trying to lead them to Christ, trying to inspire them, for those that already know Christ, to build an in-depth fire within them for Christ. And all this noise is compounding on me, and I don't get it until I read through this course on the victory tax. And the victory tax is, whenever you're fighting for God, whenever you're trying to inspire, lead, institute a godly life that will infect others around you, Satan's going to throw all the shit he can at you to disrupt you. Because at that moment, in that transformation from being worldly to godly, we are the weakest. In that transformation from being worldly, hey, I'm doing my job, I'm living my life, but I'm just kind of quiet for God, till all of a sudden I'm on fire for God. I'm going to disrupt the world and light it up. We're the weakest, and Satan comes at us harder than ever. And God stands back, just like he did with Job, just like he's done with everybody, stands back and says, are you truly committed to me? Are you truly in this for me, or are you in this for you? And if you're in it for you, you'll give up. You'll say it ain't worth it. You'll say, you know what? Just obviously I'm going down the wrong path. And so we start telling ourselves, well, that must not be of God's will. That must not be of God's plans. That must be of God, must be my will, because look at all this noise pounding at me, pounding at me, pounding at me. So I just need to change directions, which is what Satan wants you to do. But if we stay plugged forward, we stay plowing ahead, and we stay focused, when we make it through, it's just like we talked about last 2 weeks ago, about that running back who's hitting that line, hitting that line, hitting that line, hitting that line, not making any progress. In fact, he's getting pummeled by 300 and 400 pound linemen, offensive and defensive. And he's just hitting and just hitting, but eventually he breaks through because he never gave up. And he makes yardage or a touchdown. See, that's when we plow through that, when we continue breaking through that, we will be rewarded. It's an absolute proven fact. And this is where we have to build that hope, build that faith in us that says, if I don't quit, I can't lose. So, yes, we're all going to be hit as we're transforming, as we're redeveloping, as we're reigniting a fire within us. You're going to get hit with life, Satan, I don't care how you label it, shit. But you can't quit, because that's what the world wants you to do. Look at the Charlie Kirk incident. One stupid idiot thought he could silence this guy, and all he's done is ignite a world now. Not just a nation, the whole world is now on fire, 10 times louder than it ever was. Revival is taking forth in the world because one man spoke his voice and another man thought he had silenced it, and all he did was ignite an atomic bomb of Christianity and of morals and values. It's sad that 2 children will never know their father. It's sad that a wife will not be able to spend the rest of her life with her husband. It is sad and it's heartbreaking. But the message is louder today than it's ever been. the message today of Charlie Kirk is louder than you can ever imagine. If you don't believe me, just go on to TikTok, go on to Instagram, go on to Facebook, go on to YouTube. It is all over the place. People are sharing it left and right. And it's not just here in the US, it's worldwide. October 14th, I challenge you to mark that on your calendar. October 14th, you're going to see more people wearing red with the word freedom on it than you've ever seen in your entire life. That is the Charlie Kirk movement. Okay? So,
Okay. So
yeah.
explain that to me, because I don't watch the news. I got this great big huge TV that my husband just had to have. And now all it does is just takes up space on.
You don't know who Charlie Kirk is.
I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was everybody started talking about it and I'm like, who is it?
Okay. So Charlie Kirk was a very passionate Christian who went 12 years ago, started a message to college students. So he went to campuses, college campuses, would set up a tent and say, anybody here can come up and talk to me at any time. And here's my stance on, there's only two genders, male, female, come debate me. Here's what I believe. Jesus Christ died for our sins and he's the Son of God. You don't believe it, come debate me. But he would allow any student to come up and debate him, and he was very compassionate in his argument. He didn't ever tell them they were stupid. He didn't ever tell them they were wrong. He said, here's what I believe, and here's why I believe it. And they would say, well, here's what I believe, and he would debunk it. He would basically tell them, how can you believe something that is so far off? And he would have thousands of students in that event. I mean, thousands. It wasn't just a handful. He would have thousands of students all around listening. And he's done this for 12 years, had a pretty profound following, and changed a lot of lives. And a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, some punk kid shot him and killed him at one of his at Utah campus.
I knew about that, but I didn't know who he was. And you're the first person that I've talked to that has said what he does, or what he did.
What he did, and that's all he did. And he never got into arguments. He never was negative. He would let anybody come up and talk. There was a microphone set up. He'd say, just come up, stand in line, and we'll discuss your view versus my view, and I'll debunk yours, and you try to debunk mine. And he won 99% of the time. He could make them look like an idiot without ever telling them they're an idiot. And he was very good about it because he was compassionate. He was very submissive. He never got rattled, no matter what they said. He never got rattled. He just would let them talk freely, and then he would share his view on their point, and pretty much, the whole audience would support him. So it was pretty profound.
Okay.
So that's who Charlie Kirk was.
So they're having some kind of something next on the 14th to wear shirts that say freedom on them.
Yeah, it's all over the social media. They're selling them left and right. But yeah, what it is, it's a red shirt. It says freedom down it, and then there's a logo, and then his signature, Charlie Kirk's signature on it. And that's just one or two that I've seen. But you'll see it. You'll see it, and you're seeing a big push about it right now because they're trying to make a movement. And this is where we talk about the transformation of a nation. When one voice, Billy Graham, now Charlie Kirk, Jesus Christ, these people went out there and spoke their view passionately, without reservation or hesitation, and transformed nations, not just communities, not just campuses, but now you have a transformation of nations. And this is what we are all called to do. When we transform our lives, when we transform the fire that God put within us, when we ignite that fire and believe it to be true, not for us, but for you, for the world, and we live day in and day out, regardless of the resistance, nations are transferred. The transformation takes place, the fire begins to grow. And when especially when somebody's martyred, it becomes more of a legacy than you can ever imagine. Billy Graham lived to be 92, I think, and recordedly met with over 2.7 million. I'm gonna get these numbers wrong, but over 2.7 million recorded people surrendered themselves to Christ. That was recorded that he met with personally, and they surrendered. But then you look at the news and all the stadiums that he filled and all that, you've got hundreds of millions. And he lived a great life, and he died in peace. But of course, that was what, 20 years ago, and he started this in 1940s. I mean, Martin Luther King was the only other person that had a voice to try to unite a nation that was executed. The last person that I believe that had a voice to create peace, to create civility, to create unity, that was martyred until now, Charlie Kirk. And it's remarkable. It's sad, but it's profound to know that our nations, what I want us to remember out of this is not that he was martyred, but the unity of the nation and how powerful it is today. See, we as Christians have been the silent majority. We as Christians for decades now have been the silent majority, meaning you've got Muslims, you've got Islam, you've got antis that have been loud. You got left-wing Democrats. You got all this noise out there. You've got all this Black Lives Matter that happened in 2020 and all the rioting and all that. All this negativity was loud. And the profound Christians, the diehard Christians, were quiet. Now, you had the Patriots, but I don't know if they had a Christian foundation or a U.S. foundation. I don't really know what their intent was. But that was the second loudest voice, was the Patriots squashing all that. But when you see the Charlie Kirk movement that's taking place today, you now know there are so many believers out there that are tired of the crap. And they're starting to rise up. They're starting to get louder and louder and louder. And when that happens, a huge divide will take place. And if you haven't read Revelations, read it. If you believe Genesis, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, the Gospels, then you need to read Revelations. Because here's, I was, as you all might know, I was on an elk hunting trip with my brother. And we talked about all the noises going on in the world. And I said, you know what? Because we're looking at going to Africa. We're looking at doing this civility and all this stuff. And my brother's like, you're not going to change it. And I said, you don't know me very well, do you? But anyway, his voice was, what about all this that's going on in the world? How are you going to change that? And I said, I'm not. I have no desire to change it because it's in Revelations that it's going to happen. I'm not going to change prophecy. But what I am going to do is I'm going to change individuals between now and then. I'm going to transform individuals between now and then. I'm going to ignite individuals between now and then. And if that's today, great. If it's tomorrow, great. If it's next year, next month. But when I'm done, I've given it all. I've surrendered and given it all. To whenever that timeline is, whenever the seventh seal is opened and the world goes into chaos and Armageddon takes place, I'll be able to face my Lord and Savior and said, I gave it all I got, buddy. And we have to remember that. We have to say and be comfortable saying the same thing. Because if it happens tomorrow and you face the Almighty, what's he going to say to you? Are you ready? Have you done all that you can do to grow and build and inspire the kingdom of God? It can't just be a thought. It can't just be an idea. It has to. And the Charlie Kirks of the world, there needs to be more of us. There needs to be more of us to ignite this nation, because what I've seen in the last 10 days is a nation that was asleep, a nation of God that was asleep or quiet or scared. They're not scared anymore, and they're not quiet anymore. They're being ignited. And we capitalize on that momentum. We capitalize on that fire, that fury, that pissed off, how dare you? And we just don't ever stop the momentum. See, we stopped the momentum after Martin Luther King. It got shut down, it got squashed. I think we build the Charlie Kirks of the world up because there's a lot of them. You're seeing more and more now outspoken speakers today in the last 10 days than I've ever seen. There's a lot of people out there preaching the gospel, and it's not so much Christianity. It's having faith in God, having faith in a higher authority, believing that this world, here was a great example. A guy asked one of the speakers, why do you believe in God? What evidence do you have that God exists? That's what it was. And he said, how much oxygen is in the atmosphere? What's the percentage of oxygen in the atmosphere? And the absolute science fact is 25% oxygen is in the atmosphere. Okay? That's an absolute scientific fact. And the other absolute scientific fact, if it was at 30%, we would all burn up. If there was 30% oxygen in the atmosphere, we would all burn up. Okay? If there was 20% oxygen in the atmosphere, we'd all suffocate. Those are scientific facts. So if 25% is the exact right amount for humans to exist, there had to be a mastermind created to that level of perfection. I didn't do it. You didn't do it. Scientists didn't do it. Something of higher authority, higher intelligence, higher ability. The other proven fact, and I don't have the exact on it, but the exact distance the Earth is from the sun is the exact spot it has to be, because if it's 1 mile closer, we burn up. If it's 1 mile further, we freeze to death. So how is it that we can have the exact right amount of oxygen in the atmosphere, be exactly in the right distance from the sun, that we don't burn up or don't freeze to death, if a higher authority did not create that? It didn't just evolve. Mars, Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Mercury, all those are uninhabitable that we know of, because they're either too close, too far, too much oxygen, not enough oxygen. But the Earth is in perfect spot, perfect formation for everything to exist: water, plant, fish, birds, animals, humans. Something had to mastermind that. And that was his argument. And the kid, who was an Asian, supposed to be this high IT developer, high IQ guy, turned around and walked off. Because, see, those are scientific facts that can't be disputed. And when you throw scientific facts into faith, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. And we have to believe that something is bigger than just us. We have to believe in something bigger than ourselves. Without that, we have no purpose in life. Without that, we just exist. And if you want to be on this earth to just exist, more power to you. I don't. I want to achieve something greater than just what I can provide and what I can perform. I want to look every day straight head on and say, I'm going to be amazing today, and my results are going to be according to that. But if I leave that up to me, I can promise you I'll fail. As great as my team is, Nick, Randy, Angie, Taylor, Michelle, Doug, all those, as great as my team is, we're still just one person. And there's things I can't control. And if it's only left up to me and humans, we will fail every time. We will fail every freaking time. So I want to believe that there's something bigger, smarter, greater, more powerful than I could ever become that's guiding, directing, and protecting me so that I can achieve all my goals. I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe that when my daughter was told she would never have children because of a disease, and by some miraculous way that God orchestrated, that I grew up with my best friend whose brother-in-law was the expert in this disease and was able to remove it. And today I have 2 amazing grandkids. I don't believe that is just coincidental. I believe that is divine intervention. I believe that there's a higher authority saying, guy, and his older sister is going to marry this guy, so that 30 some years later, no, I guess it's 50 some years later, your daughter is going to need this guy so that you can have the thing that you love the most. And that is my grandchildren. Not the most, but a shitload. Don't get me wrong. I know my daughter's on here, so I don't want her to think that I've removed her, but she knows how important they are. But see, to me, that's a higher authority planning out so many years in advance, so that, because they went to the best doctors. I sent them to the Dallas doctors, the absolute best in this disease, and they were shitheads. They left there, her and her husband left there in tears 2 and 3 times. And I called my buddy and said, hey man, do you know anybody that knows anything about this? He said, yeah, Paul, my brother-in-law in Tulsa, he's the king of that shit. I'm like, holy cow. Taylor, call, go now. They come out in 15 minutes. He says, no big deal. No big deal. And we have 2 grandkids today. Amazing, perfect, amazing, just over the top. And yes, they're mine. So I think they're amazing. But that's God. That is not science. That is not just I'm telling you, I will fight you tooth and nail over that. That is divine intervention. I believe in that. I live for that. I strive for that. And I want every one of us to be in that same mindset. Chrissy is going through so much in her life. Things above and beyond her control slapped her in the face, not once, but twice. And today she still has the ability to put a smile on her face, get out of bed, and fight a battle because she knows there's out there. She knows that her days are not done. She knows that no matter what, she has a purpose in this world and she will achieve it. Yes, ma'am.
So, the week before last, when I went to Austin, I went to a Wealth with God conference, and everybody gets got a keychain, and it's your prophetic word. And so, and I was giving them out to people, and I was just praying over, who do I give this? Who do I give this to? And so I got one, and mine said, there is more.
There's more.
There is more, and there is more. Every day I get up, there is more. And, even every trial that we have and challenge that we have is just an opportunity for us to invite God into this and say, how do we want to work this together? Because with God, all things are possible, but without him, you're screwed. Anyway, but I wanted, to let you know, that's just the thing. It's with God, and there is more, and we're just going to keep going forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Oh, and one more thing. If you're going to read the book of Revelation, purchase you the Passion Translation from Amazon. It will open doors of understanding that you never knew were possible. I guarantee it.
I'm glad you brought that up. If you do decide to sit down and read through the book of Revelations, I want you all to visualize, if you read it, King James, American New Standard, doesn't matter. You have to also remember when John is talking about the visions that he's seen, you have to remember this is like 30 AD. This is when they had sticks and stones, and that was about it, spears and arrows. And when he's talking about things like the sky is filled with this amazing locust the size of a house, it's covered in armor and breathing fire. To me, that's the Comanche helicopters taking over. When you see this, start relating as to what is John seeing that we use today? Because he thinks it's locusts, because that's all they knew. It was a locust would come in swarms in those days, and they were loud and they would blacken the skies. Well, we know that locusts aren't covered in iron and they're not spewing fire out of the mouth. But if you had thousands of Apache helicopters coming across, they would darken the skies. It's covered in metal and it's spewing fire out of their mouth. So remember, this is how he translated the best he could from those times to today. And understanding, and they're in that passion book that she's talking about, it breaks it into stuff like that. You've got to have somebody be able to translate the best they can into interpreting what John saw on that island and how it relates to today's times, and then understand how close we are. But I don't care if it's tomorrow, next week, next year, next decade, next century. I don't care. What I care about is what we can do today. The power and the gifts that I have, that God has given to me, and the purpose. If we do not recognize, accept, and understand that we have a purpose in this world, then we are doing things wrong. We are absolutely doing things wrong. Let me re-say that. We're doing things for the wrong reason. I can promise you this. If each and every one of us stopped worrying about the money, stopped worrying about the bills, stopped worrying about how we're going to take care of things tomorrow, and just do our job today with full heart, fire, and fervence, I promise you this, the bills will be paid. You will be rewarded. You will be compensated. If we lose, this is what happens with pastors and laymen and church leaders. As they start growing their congregation and they start focusing on, oh my gosh, look at this great success we have. If we could only double it, triple it, quadruple it, we'll have this much more wealth. Look at the Joel Osteens of the world. He's got jets, he's got fancy cars, he's got big houses, he's got 10,000 followers. Yeah, well, I don't want to be next to Joel Osteen when he meets Jesus Christ. I don't, because I'm afraid a little bit of that fire that's going to burn his ass may singe me. Because I think the guy's a fraud. Now, I could be 100% wrong. Has Joel Osteen led more people to Christ than me? Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. But I don't know his heart. And I don't believe his heart is true and perfect. But I'm not a judge. I'm not the judge. So we don't worry about that. But what we worry about is how many people can we impact? How many lives can we change? And it only needs to be one. Think back. I'm doing research now. I want to know who the one person was that influenced Charlie Kirk. Because, see, I know who influenced Billy Graham. Muhammad Ham was the revivalist that came to the town where Billy Graham was a high school kid doing a revival. No, Malachi Ham. And doing that revival ignited a fire inside of Billy Graham that transformed a nation. There's somebody, one person, that influenced Charlie Kirk. And I'm going to find it. Because, see, that could be Tate. That could be Chrissy. Could be Henry. Could be Randy. Could be Nick. Could be Renee. Could be any one of us that ignites the fire in one person that God says, this is the one that I've now chosen to change the nation. This is the one that I've been waiting for you to get off your butt and go light a fire in, because that was your job, that was your purpose, that was your duty, and you finally did it, and here we go. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. Then we know we've served our purpose. Aside from that, just like everybody else. And I don't like being like everybody else. I want to be unique. I want to be remembered as the guy that left a legacy. I want my grandkids to say, that was my grandfather. That's what's important to me. That when I'm not here, I'm remembered beyond my kids. What's your purpose? What's your calling? What's gnawing at you every minute of every second of every day? I know it ain't making money. If it is, that's worldly. It's not godly. Change your purpose. Change your passion. Change your path. And know that you will be rewarded 10 times over. All right. What a great meeting, guys. I love this stuff. Holy cow. I love what you all are saying, what you're getting from it, what you're feeling. We're going to keep firing it up. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep building. Tate, I will holler at you shortly. Renee, are you still on here? Yes.
Yes.
We will chit chat because I don't want to talk about real estate on here. I already talked too much about it. And then we have our call tomorrow. But you two, I do need to get with today to get some conclusions so that you can keep moving forward. Okay. Anybody have anything else real quick? All right. Have an amazing week. You started the week off right. Do not lose the momentum. Do not lose the fire. If you need anything, you have to reach out to me. 469-659-0131. Reach out to me. Say, I need you. I will be there. It's my job. It's my calling. It's my duty. Love y'all. Have a great week. And when I talk to you next week, nobody better have a bad week or I'm going to be pissed. Have a great week, guys.
Thanks, Toby.